Hey Leo, this is your reading for December 5th through December 11th. And I really wanted to say January this whole time, so maybe something's coming up for you in January also, Leo. So this could resonate for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So I did lay a couple cards out for you, and I kind of just kept going here, Leo, because it was just a little bit deep. So I'm glad that I did take a minute to think about it. So, first, what came out was the temple here. And the temple is about occult practices. It's about like what you're praying to. And I just get the impression that, Leo, this is about somebody who has been triggered to think about their beliefs for some reason. And the reason seems to have to do with something about death, which is what this card represents. So it doesn't have to be a literal death. However, I do get the vibe like it's kind of about death in general, like the true death, which, isn't like, really pessimistic or anything at this point. I don't mean to make it sound like it's definitely going to happen, but I just think I'm saying like a lot of people right now are thinking about death maybe more than they would have, in 2019, I guess. So these kinds of things, even if it's not on the front of your mind all the time, just the environment that we're currently in where everyone just talks about like physical health and also about illness more could have triggered you to think about something to do with your beliefs. I also think, Leo, that you could be in the healthcare profession as well. So then at the bottom of the deck, we had the warrior here. And so you can see too that there's like this death element here as well. But it's like the happier side of death or transformation because there is the skull and there's also the snake. And I kind of am getting a vibe of like lower vibration to that. But then, just like kind of maybe like lower thoughts. But then you can see this rainbow is opening up above the skull here. So it's really seeming to me like this could have to do with somebody who's been thinking about ascension or experiencing some kind of ascension process or symptoms. And perhaps this doesn't like mesh well with maybe some of your beliefs that you had to this point. Like it could be challenging some of your beliefs because like I said, something seems to have happened, whether it's just the general environment we're all in, or it could be, like it could be a literal death. It also could be the anniversary of someone passing away that you love too. I am getting that. So then we have the hummingbird here, and it says, release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. So let's get some more cards and see more specifically what this is all about for you, Leo. So we have the Five of Wands. And so, like I said, it could be about conflicting views. Like this could be an internal conflict that you're having about ideas that are coming in for you right now. It also could signify some kind of conflict with another person. So perhaps you are in an environment, I don't know, where someone's like beliefs don't mix well with yours or vice versa. And then with the temple here, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this could be about learning more about, this this card literally said cult. So it's just like learning more about that spiritual practice that you're involved in, or if you're like in some kind of religious organization, could have to do with that. The card also said some things about like how whatever this religious practice is with the temple, it's like you have to have a lot of stuff. You have to buy a lot of stuff for it. And so that just seemed to be a theme that came up. And it was kind of encouraging of maybe expanding, your, I guess, I don't even want to say it like it was advice, it was just saying that there are other ways to experience your spirituality that don't take up all those things. Like it's free when you connect with like this rainbow energy that's here. And also, on the note of the warrior here too, there is like, I don't want this reading to sound judgmental in any way, because there really is no judgment on my part, but it's apparent that there's conflicting energy that has to do with religion. And the temple is about like strict, practices, but they are probably occult practices. So there's like a conflicting energy about some other type of spirituality or something here. So I'm just acknowledging that it could come off to sound, I guess, if it does, sound like I'm judging one way or another. I'm not. It's just that's really important to the energy of this reading, I can see. So with the warrior, it was giving me like the vibe of possibly something to do with a mindset of like black and white, or like dark magic and light magic, or even somebody who's feeling all of a sudden like maybe they have something about like being a light worker or a star seed or something like that, like maybe just very organically some new information or upgrades are kind of coming for you, and that just is really challenging your other beliefs that I think have been long standing for you. So Spirit, what else would you like to tell? Okay. So yeah, like something isn't working. There's the Three of Pentacles, which was reversed. So it could be that, this is actually some type of religious or spiritual organization that you are part of, or like a group or something, and there could be some conflict within the members of your like religious party. But it could just be too that you're like, with what's going on around me, maybe having something to do with death or illness, it's just like not working for me, the thinking about it the way I have been, I guess. Like maybe there seems to be more. So then we have the Ten of Swords here, some kind of betrayal that happened, or maybe you feel betrayed by your own beliefs here, like what you've learned about the temple. So again, maybe you learned something about some religious or spiritual organization that you are practicing in and a part of, and you feel betrayed by it. But you could feel betrayed just by like, I don't know, kind of just like, it's like you learned, you can't even be upset maybe, it's like, I just learned this next rung of things, and it just is like shaking my whole world. So, but I do see there probably is some actual conflict with like other people. And yeah, so just something isn't working. Could just be that you feel that the practices aren't working for you anymore. There is no love here, or like maybe there's not enough room for love, like something's coming in about like maybe not a lot of compassion or something like that. And the Fool, so there is no new beginning with it. Temperance in reverse. So yeah, so it's out of balance. Maybe it could be like having trouble integrating the experience, like the lesson is still happening for you, Leo. I also get like a super cross-watcher vibe in this reading. So, just take it however it resonates, but just maybe trouble integrating that, like trouble seeing how it's possible to, still have this practice and also integrate the other ideals that I am having coming in, maybe possibly in a more organic way. Whereas like some of these other ideas and like teachings came from like people. So then with the Nine of Pentacles, that's very appropriate, because the Nine of Pentacles is about, in this deck, about spirit giving you everything that you need for your practice. But with it reversed, it's like you feel like you don't have enough money to participate in your current religious practices or structure because you do magic. So yeah, I mean, when you do magic, you have to buy a lot of stuff and you have to have a lot of stuff. And so maybe this is about somebody who has used a lot of their money on, like magical tools and ingredients and things. And with the Death here being, it's like maybe you haven't gotten to the results that you want, and it's just looking like the end. It's looking like the end because there could be conflict within your like magical structure. It could be a coven. and you're just going to need some more supplies, and you've already expended that. So like, can you continue to do this? Plus, I still think you have some other ideas coming in. And like, maybe all of this is happening because these ideas, like, you know, the universe is trying to let you in on how to do these things in just in a different way, where you don't have to use so much money. So with the Tower in reverse, you are really avoiding this, though, about seeing this. Like, that's not the message. And I think you see, you know, like I said, you're learning over here. There has felt like some betrayal and all kinds of stuff, like, but you're really just like, I mean, I don't have to pay attention to it if I don't want to, so I'm not going to. So I think that it's not like this is brand new information for you. So then with the Empress here, this is interesting because I wasn't going to say anything in the beginning, but the hummingbird, which says release what you've been carrying and lighten up, because it says new joy is on the way. So right away that reminded me of like somebody who might be pregnant or wanting to become pregnant. So there could be a literal pregnancy that's happening here, you know, after avoiding this tower. But it also is just this like new idea that you've had. Like I keep saying that I think there is messages on the other side, or whatever you want to say, like, that are giving you information about a different way, but you view that as very like conflicting. Like, you don't want to pay attention to it because it's too much conflict between your other practices. But maybe when you open up more, you know, or like kind of transcend out of that space, you can see, I'm not sure that, you know, I'm not sure how much you have to give up. I see that you worry that you might have to like give something up, but also it's like you don't have much because you literally have like don't have the resources to continue with your regular practices. So I don't know. It just seems like, again, like new information, like you're really pregnant with it, even though you've not been thinking about it. It's like it's still been inside you. And then finally, we have the Seven of Cups reversed. So this could be coming out of illusions about something, you know, like recognizing that some of these things weren't real, I guess, you know. But I still think there's like an avoidance of, maybe it's that you feel, Leo, that you need to uncover something still here in this situation before you can really integrate these ideas or whatever. So let's just see, Spirit, is there anything from this deck that you would like to tell Leo about this reading, please? What's the overall message here that you're trying to send? Thank you. So it's about passion, burning with life's passion. So, there isn't that much fire really around besides the tower here, but obviously this is a very fiery card, so you know, just take it however. I mean, you could be dealing with a fire sign. There's air here, Sagittarius. There's all kinds of people here, but anyway, this is obviously a very fiery energy, this passion. 26, burning with life's passion. So I think what, you know, the energy that's coming in for you at this time is that this could reignite your passion. It could be a rebirth of your passion with your spirituality, or like what even drew you to occult practices in the first place, you know, like, I don't know what that is for a person, you know. Sometimes it can start very young, and maybe getting back more to just the full scope of like what's out there, you know, because magic is very specific. And especially if you get into like very specific types and you're doing very specific practices, like I said, the, you know, part of the spirituality in this reading was extremely strict. So I think what's coming through for you is not like, oh, you're doing something wrong or whatever. It's more like this lesson is here because maybe you aren't as passionate as you once were about this, because it's just like a lot of work, and like it's causing some stress because you don't have the resources, and on and on. You know, where was this passion originally that even made you want to explore things like this, I guess, Leo? And then, Spirit, is there any final message here that you would like to give Leo for December 5th through the 11th, please? So we have Falcon, use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. Do not delay. So you are being faced with a decision. The Loon, pay attention to your dream time. Messages of guidance are drifting in. So maybe this is where, some of these new like ideas about maybe like ascension or like star seeds or rainbow children or anything like that, maybe that's where this information is coming from that conflicts with like your day-to-day practices. Maybe it's in your dreams. Then the nuthatch, stay grounded and welcome the new knowledge and perspective coming to you. So it could be a little bit difficult to stay grounded at this time because this is a little bit destabilizing. Then we have the pheasant. It says the time is ripe for creation and connection. Focus your attention in these areas. So yeah, just like we always say in tarot, a death is always a rebirth. So obviously this would indicate a rebirth. You might be currently in this energy of avoiding the tower, but if the tower is coming and you sense it that strongly and you're getting these other, messages too that maybe you didn't before, like obviously it's because there's something new coming for you. Then we have the Robin, which says new growth and potential is on the horizon. Reach out and embrace it. So, I kind of didn't get that sense here before that you even have thought that much about that part of what this energy means for you. Like, maybe it's even more mind blowing than the practices you're already doing or the results that you were getting from that. Or maybe your spirit feels more fulfilled and so on. And then we have the Blackbird, and it says the magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. So yeah, that's like exactly what I just said. And then the Magpie, reevaluate your priorities. It's time to let go of what you no longer need. So that really brings it home and into a perfect circle there, because with the Hummingbird, it was also asking you to release something. So I get the impression that you know what that thing is, Leo. And like I said, this was very deep, and I know there's a lot of facets to it for you, but I hope that this was able to bring you some clarity. If you liked this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. I'd love to work with you, and I love doing these kinds of readings. It's just a little bit difficult when there's multiple people watching. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.